Hello and welcome to our channel, The Aim. Today we are speaking about Windsurf. Want to build TypeScript apps faster while keeping your architecture clean and your AI assistant actually useful? Today I will show you Windsurf, how you use rules, use workflows, and connect via MCP so your AI assistant understands your code base. Let's jump in. Okay, so this is Windsurf. So I can simply open my existing project. Okay, and when we come here, we can find a W icon here over here, which is a Windsurf logo. I'll click on this logo, and this is the chat window which Windsurf provides us. This is a clone of VS Code, so you will find all the UI is similar, the folder structure, the terminal, the upper tools, everything is same, but it is wrapped over Windsurf now. And yeah, so to start with, explaining with this model selection. Yeah, here you will get all the open models which are freely available. Like for a free tier they are limited, and once you buy the prepaid version, so the options will grow over here. And when we click on this, we will find two options, one is code and one is chat. If you want to interact to get some information similar to chat gpt, then chat works, but this is a llm model. And when we shift to code, this is ai agent. This is actually responsible for generating code. So for example, if I simply write create a page for about me section on my landing page, add info about the aimer. Okay, and when we trigger this will start analyzing our pages which are already there in our code base. Like it started with analyzing it. Okay, so now it is telling me I have a about.tsx file already exists, and now it is trying to enhance it. Let's see what it is doing. Like it has I can see here it has added some more sections in my about us. The green color ones are the newly added one, and the red one are the removed one. So it says like how it is generating using my same design pattern what we have already exist in our code base. So it is smart enough to follow the same design and coding pattern what we have. So yeah, in this way we can generate code. But this is fine for so like small problem statements like which you can write and explain directly. But once we have a complex things, like if I want to generate something from scratch, like I don't want to key in everything every time. For example, if I'm using typescript or javascript, if I'm using Angular or React Next.js, so we will have certain set of things or packages using all together, right? If I'm using React, I'll be very closely using Tailwind CSS or Shat CN or anything like that. If I'm using auth, then I would go for cluck in or something like that. So for those all things, for making llm to understand better, then we have certain options over here. If I come here, the first thing is this is creating a tab. When I click on plus, it can create a new window for me. And when you click on this, I'll get customization of three tabs over here. Well, first one is rules, second one is workflows, and third one is memories. So what does rule mean? So rules are something which you want to predefine set of rules for your Windsurf IDE, so that it will be added in as a context to your prompts, and so that LLMs can understand your problem statement in much better way and solve it very efficiently. So like adding the context for the rules are of two types, one is global and one is workspace. So you can also create multiple. For example, I'll just try one global rule. So it is telling me global Windsurf rule, and it has created a file for me, global rule, this one. And if you don't know what to write here, then no worries, like you can simply come here and type control a instruct, and you can generate the markdown file. Create a markdown rules for my code repo, analyze my package.json, and prepare rules. Okay, so I didn't wrote anything much. I have simply said like create a markdown rules file for me for my UI repo, understand package JSON and prepare it. Okay, I can also add more context over here. Mostly, for example, I'll make my code base is mainly using Next.js, React, and MongoDB. Also, add instructions for coding with best practices. Yeah, so it is telling a lot of things over here, like a code with best practices, like always use hook, always use TypeScript, functional components, destructured to simplified code. Like these are all certain rules which it has been created already. So always anytime we can come here and keep a instruction or rules which you want the code base to follow. So you can key in here with set of rules like I always want to use React hook or TypeScript, anything like that. So in similar way, like you can add custom thing like use Clark auth for authentication, or something like that, tolerance css shat cn. So these all things. And also like if you have your custom design system which are not generally available in npm registry public, then for those cases you can try to explain the modules or libraries which you have done with certain examples over here. So one or two examples will make more sense for llm for using the similar pattern and follow up the code generation process. So in this way we can utilize this rules file, so which will help our code base to improvise in generating the output and over again. Yeah, and next comes the workflows are very interesting thing. Like these are similar to rules, but rules at globally whenever we write a prompt, so it is getting applied for each prompt for getting the proper output. But workflows are something different. When I click on workflows, I can key in here, for example, unit test. Okay, so all smaller case. So it is giving me like create unit test for all tsx files. Okay, so I can simply come here and write a rule, so and so that whenever I trigger this workflow, I want to generate unit test for all of my tsx files. Okay, so create unit test for all the .tsx file, and I can also write instructions over here how it should follow. So I can say read all .txx file, second uh, generate ut for all methods using just try to maintain at least 80% of code coverage. ensure to have proper ESLints and format corrections. Okay, so this is just one basic workflow, like with basic 4 step of instructions. Like this is more enough, more sufficient enough for LLM to understand and do the task given. So I can simply save this and I'll close this unit test. Like now, like if I want to call this workflow, you can simply come to the chat window here and type slash. You can see unit test over here. You can simply choose this. If you want anything additional to be written, you can write here like a generate unit test or something and trigger. So what this will do is it will go to our workflow, and also it will take the additional prompt if user has provided. Using that context, it will reach out all the files. So it has started already and start generating the unit test. So in this way workflows make sense, and this workflows can be multiple. It is not like restricting to one or two. You can create multiple workflows for each problem, and try to minimize the repeated work what we do in our coding journey. So this makes more helpful. For example, if you are working on some adoption, you are using moment.js is very bulky. So if you want to upgrade or migrate it to some other libraries like a date.js or something, so you can simply write a workflow out of it. Like you can set all the instructions in place, like find this moment method, and you can give some examples also in the workflow, like this is the syntax in moment and this is the updated syntax in day.js or something. In that way you can automate things of migration and save a lot of time in our coding journey. Finally, we have here a memory section. When we daily visit our Windsurf and start chatting with our chat window, it will create a memory out of it for this for the similar steps what we do, like generating components or generating UI using Tailwind or anything. So memories are created over here. So the context are logged, and whatever pattern we follow, the context is created and saved over here. And if you feel like it is not proper enough or not convincing enough for what it is generating, and if you want to flush it, so you will get an option of deleting from here. You can delete and create a new context out of it. In that way you can improvise your coding journey. Finally, the MCP. MCPs are a newer thing which has very trending nowadays. Like you can go to MCP marketplace. Here you can choose whatever MCP you want. For example, Postman is there. Find database MCPs are there. And for example, if I show you MongoDB. So in this ways you can set up your NCP, install and set up your NCP, configure all your credentials, and you can directly start interacting with your MCP tool using the chat window. You no need to configure all the code operations or anything like that. You can simply whatever MCP tool you are, simply generate a prompt, and the prompt is taking the major responsibility of curating the content from reaching out n number of MCPs and getting the right valuable content to the user. So in this way MCPs work. And if you ask me the full form of MCP, it is a context module protocol. And nowadays wherever you go, whatever tool like CatCN, Mongo, or for example if you are using YouTube as a tool, then every product has its MCP support. So you can check out also GitHub or GitLab. So everyone have MCP support. You can check out the MCP integration, integrate it and try to consume it using your AI agents. So in that way we can automate things. Do like, share and subscribe our channel, The AMA.